I'm Georgie Holbrook. You'll notice on YouTube that I don't read from my notes. I speak from my heart. And today, from my heart to yours, I want to talk about angels. It is said that there's more angels on earth than people. It's also said that angels are Jesus' helpers. Many of you have read my story about how I had an incurable deforming disease and near blindness, and I healed it holistically. That became my story. I've been written up in 23 national magazines. So at one point, how did I discover angels? I was working at 3 massage schools in Houston, Texas, where I live. And one night a lady came to me that had been in a car accident. And she was in extreme pain, her left shoulder and her left arm. I worked on her for 2 hours. And after 2 hours, the pain really was still very extreme. And I felt helpless, but I was getting exhausted, trying to find an answer. When 3 separate angel voices came to me and said, if you'd ever ask, we will help you. 3 separate female voices. And at first I was startled. I was like, wow, what's this? And then in my heart, I just said, I'm asking. We need help. And that lady was healed instantly. All pain, all flexibility, everything came back. Pain was gone. And I got excited. And then I reflected back on my entire life of how I had lived my life never asking for help. Very rarely if I did. And it was just kind of part of my life to never ask. So there's a Bible verse that says, ask and ye shall receive. But I was taught not to ask somewhere along the line. And here was something different. So then I started asking the angels. Now I live in Houston where we have traffic, 4 or 5 lanes of traffic going in one direction, a lot of stress, and I have totally dedicated my life to move out of stress. So anyway, I would ask the angels to surround my car and to keep me calm while driving. And I started noticing that when I would be going on a really busy ramp to get on a big freeway, the way would be clear most of the time. And I was like, wow, I don't believe in coincidences. So I started noticing. And then the next step was that my elderly parents in Michigan, now in their late 80s, were calling me home for different health issues. And one day I came to Michigan and my mother told me this story, that there was a repairman. Knowing that I was in Texas, just started getting really friendly with my mom and dad, knowing that they needed help and that they were elderly, kind of taking advantage of them. So he would call them throughout the day. He would show up at random out in the country, eat with them, but he would repair things. And when he would repair things, he would make it worse so that he would have to spend more hours working on the project. So my mother's telling me this story that she finally got it, that this was not a good thing. And she'd really like him just to leave them alone. But he continued to call, right? So I said, Mother, I'm going to do this prayer. I'm going to invite Archangel Michael in. And this man will never call you again, and he will never come in our driveway. We will never see him in a grocery store or hardware store ever again in a small, very, very small community. And my mother, she was like, well, good luck, right? So I said this prayer, and he never called from that moment on or came in our driveway. And for 4 years that I spent with my parents before they both passed away, he never, ever showed up in our lives anywhere in our travels. And it made my mother a believer. So from then on, as we had to make different decisions, she would say, let's call on the angels. Let's call on the angels before we do anything. And so she started really listening and trusting her own intuition, making decisions about her and my father. Fast forward 20 years now that I've been healed and helping clients. I teach now other people how to call on their angels and seek intuitive guidance. That's the only thing I can tell you, is that our intuition is 100% accurate. And many of us have had health issues, career issues, love relationships, all kinds of different stories. So people come to me seeking answers, and we invite their guardian angels along with mine to give us direction. So it's a mutual thing. It's a fun thing. It's a fun time to learn and to teach them that they walk not alone. And that by asking, they can get accurate answers that feel comforting. Did you ever feel that you know that you know that you know something, that you're heading in the right direction? Well, what if we could live that way every day? Just absolutely filled with joy. I don't know if you've taken some of my health evaluations, but one of the questions I ask people, in the last 3 days, how many hours brought you joy? And it's sad to hear the answers. So we walk not alone. God is not a God of chaos or confusion. Whatever you want to call God that orchestrates the whole world. And that by having harmony within ourselves, and by having this love relationship with guardian angels that you were born with, we've just been taught not to ask. That it's very comforting and helping you make decisions, that all of a sudden that emptiness, that longing inside for something more that you can't identify, that emptiness that you can't identify, all of a sudden that feeling goes away, and you know that something grander is guiding you, leading you, putting a smile on your face today, putting that sparkle back in your eyes that you were born with. So from my heart to yours, my website is joy like a lady's name -full, F like Frank, ULL.com. See, I was running on empty, so that's how I got my website joyful. Empty no longer. Anyway, I would love to be your mentor. You can continue to walk alone, or you can invite a training, a mentoring in that will help you the rest of your life. So I invite you today, go on my website, contact me, set up a time, and it will only get more exciting from there. I love sharing. Hopefully you can tell from my voice and my attitude that I love sharing. I love watching people just grab hold of something that's bigger than they are and really experience the joys and desires of their heart, how to attract what you want, how to have your prayers answered even before you ask. Many good subjects to study. Anyway, contact me. From my heart to yours, I look forward to talking to you, helping you. Share this YouTube with other people. Like me on YouTube. And together, we can help a lot more people. And we can have the desires of our hearts. And not be in a nursing home like I saw my parents in a nursing home where many people were like resentful of how they had lived their lives. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Give me a call, send me an email. Thank you for listening. Blessings from my heart to yours. I invite the angels to help you.